Ladies and gentlemen, Psalms 34 says, I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Now let's be realistic here. You cannot bless someone at all times, especially when you are asleep. I mean, you could, but that's not what they're actually talking about. The ultimate praise is to actually imitate something, to be that thing, to pass on the qualities and attributes of that thing through yourself to others. So if you love, that's the ultimate praise, to love. If you're kind, that's the ultimate praise, to kindness, and so on and so on. So today I challenge you, if you believe in Jesus, your ultimate praise to him is in letting him live through you. Be loving, be kind, be patient with people, be understanding. I'm not saying be a fool and let people run over you. Absolutely not. But at the same time, show your heart. And that's all that matters. Let's get into Wonder Woman. As you know, I said I wasn't going to do any more videos of Justice League, so I'm going to stay away from that until I've reviewed the film. I may though on occasion break that rule, and if there's something important to say, I will say it. But I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything like that. But right now we're focusing on Wonder Woman. If you haven't checked out my video on my spoiler review of Blade Runner 2049, please do. It's a great movie. Go check it out. Go check it out, borrow it on Blu-ray, buy it, whatever, rent it, whatever. Rotten Tomatoes lists Wonder Woman as the highest rated superhero movie according to Mansoor Mithaiwala, alright, from Screen Rant. This is now in addition to some of those solid accolades that this comic book movie has done, including the #1 superhero origin film in North America and the #1 superhero origin film period of all time. $821.8 million ahead of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, which is a superhero origin film. Now, add to that Rotten Tomatoes having it as the highest rated superhero movie. This is pretty awesome. Let's go into some details about that. Now we have other, of course, aggregate sites like IMDb and Metacritic and 1,000 others, right? But this is just an accolade to add to it. I'm not a big Rotten Tomatoes fan or anything, but since it's there, we might as well talk about it. So Rotten Tomatoes recently updated their list of the best superhero movies of all time based on their aggregations adjusted score. And Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman came out on top with an incredible score of 108.569%. I don't know how aggregates actually work, but I'm assuming what they do is they take the average scores or ratings from everybody, and then I believe they divide it by how many people, or how many people. I guess that's how they do it. So it's ahead of other movies in the top 10, such as Logan, The Dark Knight, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, The Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America: Civil War, and The Incredibles, and the Lego Batman movie, which is big. I mean, it's ahead of Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight and Iron Man. That's big. And Patty Jenkins said to this, "Whoa, insane, so wonderful, thank you." And Gal Gadot said, "This is incredible. So grateful for working with such amazing people and for your amazing reviews." What does this mean for Justice League? Well, Danny Elfman and Joss Whedon was added to Justice League to smoothen out the film, crystallize Zack Snyder's vision, as well as add that universal appeal that hopefully critics will respond to, and then also the audience, obviously, respond to Zack Snyder's work. So it's Zack Snyder's work, but Danny Elfman and Joss Whedon are there to really streamline that thing and get it clear enough so people can see, as well as add and enhance it. Alright, that was their whole purpose. So, what do you think would happen? I don't know what will happen. We'll see. But this much I can tell you. The performance of Wonder Woman should be a clear message to Warner Brothers, Joss Whedon, Danny Elfman, Jeff Johns, Zack Snyder, and Junkie XL, and anybody else who's participating on this project, that you got to use some of those things from Wonder Woman in Justice League. And I think Warner Brothers took that message to heart. I think that the runtime tells you that they're going in that direction. The tweaking of the movie, gradually, visually changing how it looks, but yet it's very much similar in tone to what it was originally by Zack Snyder, but still tweaked a bit. Danny Elfman taking things from Junkie XL and from all the other artists and from Hans Zimmer and mixing it in with his score. I think they understand it's a collaborative effort, such that I'm hearing guys like Kevin Feige, who's all the way across the Marvel. He's excited to see this movie. That's huge, folks. That's huge. If Kevin Feige says he is excited to see what is going to happen in Justice League with Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon working on that film, because Joss Whedon is the guy that is like a legend when it comes to comic book movies. He's the guy that has the highest grossing superhero film of all time, which is The Avengers, right? And Kevin Feige, he's very interested in what Joss Whedon has to bring to the table. Joss is obviously excited about it, and right now, as I'm talking to you, he's working on the movie. You know what I'm saying? He took it really seriously. So, they understood the balancing act that they needed to do, because you have to keep the DCEU core people on board, and you still have to appeal to everybody, critics, everybody. And I remember John Campea saying that with Batman v Superman, there were just some minor tweaks to the movie that really needed to be done that would have made its rating, its critical rating, a lot higher. And I think that a lot of people talk about Zack Snyder's movies missing something. Well, it's the Hollywood factor, basically, because Zack is basically an indie director. And now you got these guys with a lot of Hollywood experience. Been there, Danny Elfman, been there, Joss Whedon. And they know how to just refine that. So that Zack's story is still going to be a Zack Snyder story. It's still going to be a Zack Snyder film. But it's just certain things these guys know about these kinds of movies that they're going to put in there. And it's you know. I love, by the way, the recent animated poster of, you know, the Justice League around the silhouette of Superman and saying hope never dies. And, you know, from fear comes courage, and from out of the darkness... If we didn't know darkness, we wouldn't know the light. You know, it's just really awesome, deep, kind of philosophical, opinionated stuff. That's Zack Snyder, okay? And Warner Bros. Knocked it out of the park with Wonder Woman, for sure. Suicide Squad took a hit, but again, an interesting take on what makes people do heroic things, even though they may not be heroes. And then you had, of course, Batman v Superman, which shows the road of a hero is not necessarily one filled with thanks and gratitude. And then, of course, Man of Steel, the formation, the character formation of a hero, and the destiny and how their purpose is set and all of that. So it's just an incredible journey we've had. Wonder Woman had, again, another sort of different twist on that. Was Wonder Woman was all about someone who wanted to be a protector, who wanted to be a savior, and then learned that she couldn't be, because she could only do as much as people allow her to, because people have to make choices. So it's just crazy how these different movies are, and she understood that it's about, you know, pushing love and trying to be that defender that she's born to be, but still at the same time understand she cannot save anyone. It's crazy. She can't save anyone who doesn't want to be saved. Let's put it that way. So it's just crazy how these different movies have covered so much within just we're talking about just 4 films. We've covered a lot of ground and a lot of subjects and a lot of topic areas and a lot of socially relevant things. I mean, after Wonder Woman, we've seen social change, all right, worldwide, sweeping social change. It's crazy what one comic book movie can do. So, will this film win an Oscar? Hell yeah, it's gonna win an Oscar, that's for sure. What Oscar is the question. This film has a profound impact, and it's come at a time when, you know, there's a sort of a paradigm shift, a weight shift, not just in Hollywood but also socially, and that's impressive, man. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm loving that people are not going to be exploited as much. I'm loving the shift, the paradigm shift in the world. I think this film has done a lot of good things, so it deserves every single accolade it can possibly get. Patty Jenkins did an excellent job directing this film. Zack Snyder in the background doing the story. You know, he will not be thanked. You'll be, again, critiqued. But you guys just go watch Sucker Punch. Go watch Sucker Punch. And then afterwards, you can talk about anything else after that. And for those people who say that Sucker Punch was a horrible film, they don't know shit about what they're talking about. That film was all about empowerment. Empowerment under oppression. Go understand what I'm talking about. I know you guys don't understand. So, you always have a choice, folks. You always can determine your destiny, even though your options may be limited because of circumstances. You have the final say on everything. And that's what Sucker Punch was about. Fantasy film, obviously, but still in the mind of a person who has been oppressed. But still, it's an amazing story. Amazing story. All right, Zack Snyder wrote that story, and it's empowering. And it's, I gotta say, not just for females, women, but also for everybody. And Wonder Woman falls in that line to some degree, even though Wonder Woman had a lot more clout. She had a lot more say on things. But she was also kind of restricted in a way. She's kind of like in a cage, too, because she couldn't go back to Themyscira, you know. Or at least, I don't know if she could, but it's going to be difficult to get back there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget, you can subscribe, you can share, you can also donate to my channel. Do so. I would appreciate that very highly. You guys have a great one.